Hey everyone, it's Mike here from The Art of Guitar. Extra excited today because I'm going to be doing a Beatles video. It's been a long time since I've done one.
It's been a long time.
The first one I did was the 35 top Beatles guitar techniques, I believe, and it did pretty well, so I'm excited to do this one. A lot of people know that I love Metallica, Megadeth, heavy metal bands, and when it comes to the Beatles, a lot of people don't think of them necessarily as a heavy metal band. But I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? There are times when the Beatles music gets so intense, it's right up there with metal and hard rock when it comes to intensity. So today I wanted to bring you my 12 heaviest Beatles moments, the ones that I consider to be the heaviest. And I took a lot of creative license. I know there are a lot of Beatles fans out there that know all the details about the riffs and who played them and all that good stuff. But today I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun. You know, I'm gonna play it as well as I can. But like I said, I took a lot of creative license in this video, so just have fun with it. The first riff is from Eleanor Rigby, and a lot of people wouldn't think of that as a heavy tune, but if you just listen to the strings and imagine it's just like a riff almost, like a guitar riff playing, chugging along, and if you added distortion, it would be insane. Now, heaviness can be subjective, and when it comes to this next riff or this next song, it's really the drums that do it for me. It's called Tomorrow Never Knows, and it's a trippy song. The guitars and bass pretty much hold out a static tone. There are some chord changes happening, but it's just 2 chords, I believe. And it's the drums that make it heavy and intense for me because of the repetition of them, and it's just a bizarrely heavy song to me. That pulsating bass kind of makes it sound like an old techno heavy song like Chemical Brothers or something like that. But every time I listen to that tune, after a while, I'm just like, man, this beat is relentless. The next riff is from Sgt. Pepper. It's the chorus riff, and I just love the way they hit 2 chords, rest, 2 chords, rest, kind of like I Love Rock and Roll. It just kicks in this really cool way. Here's another one that a lot of people probably wouldn't consider heavy, but there's something about this sudden tempo and beat change that just gets me. Gives me that goosebump, you know, the chills kind of feeling, and it's heavy in that aspect to me. Now, a little bit of a warning before I play the next lick and the riff. It's very dissonant. It's almost like Korn, except way ahead of its time, way before Korn. There's a verse in Back in the USSR. It's the final verse, and they just hold out this unison bend. I believe it's a unison bend. It sounds like it. And it just screeches. And I'm like, man, they really took a chance doing that because it's insane to do that over an entire verse. I know I wouldn't have the guts to do that in a song that I wrote, so hats off to the Beatles. Now, it's really hard to put into words why the next song is so heavy to me. It's Happiness is a Warm Gun, and it's so bizarre, the weird dissonance in the chords, but also the driving bass, and then the solo that's really interesting to play. You're basically walking on ice the entire time because there's these strange bends you got to keep doing, you'll see. But listen to the entire song one time, and if you already know this song, you know what I'm talking about. There's just this drudginess to it or something. I mean, how do you even write a solo like that? I believe that this song is universally known as one of the Beatles' heaviest songs of all time. And I realized from doing the cover of this song that Motley Crue did, that the more intense you play it, the better it sounds. There's 2 songs in a row now where dissonance plays a huge part in it. And we can't forget the chorus with that awesome walk down. I almost forgot I even had a trem bar back there. Now, what could be heavier than Helter Skelter? Now, I'm not doing this in order. These just happen to be back to back. But this next riff scared me as a kid. I remember it playing on the radio, and I thought that my dad's speakers were busted, just by the way it sounded. I'm sure you could guess what it is. Now here's a riff from a song that a lot of people forget about, including me. My friend Jay one time was like, hey, do you like that Beatles song called Hey Bulldog? And I was like, you know what? I can't quite place it. And it was embarrassing because I claimed to be a huge Beatles fan back then. And I just remember how the main riff has this heaviness to it. It also sounds like a spy movie theme or something. One time I was in a band and we were gonna play Come Together, and the drummer got all excited because he was like, I love when that chorus kicks in and it gets super heavy. He's like, I'm just gonna crash on my crash cymbal during that whole time and just spaz out. And he went home and tried to learn it, and he came back a little bit disappointed. He's like, you know what? I realized that the drums just go kick, snare, kick, snare. It's just really basic on that part. And I thought, that's weird, because I always thought everybody just came in really strong because it sounds so heavy. The guitars come in, the bass is heavy, but I guess the drums just lay back and just do kick and snare. That's what I love about the Beatles, is they don't have to make everything 100% to make it heavy. They can be subtle about it sometimes, but here's that part. Now, I mentioned earlier for Tomorrow Never Knows how repetition can create heaviness. And this song is a great example of that. At the end of I Want You, She's So Heavy, they go into this chord progression that sounds like the end of the world to me. At first, it starts off, it just keeps going, keeps repeating, and then there's this noise that bubbles up underneath it, and it keeps rising in volume. And by the end of the song, it's just complete chaos. And I feel like Trent Reznor borrowed that concept for the Downward Spiral, if you ever heard that album before. But it's a really cool feeling. It just feels like it's building and building and building, like this tsunami that's just about to swallow you up. So I'm only going to play it a couple times through, but hopefully you go and listen to the real version and find out what I'm talking about. All right, everyone, so those are my 12 heaviest Beatles moments. Those are just my opinion. So let me know in the comments section what you think are the heaviest Beatles moments. And if you agree with me, and if you have some of your own to mention, I'd be real excited to read it. Thanks for watching the video. It was a lot of fun to make. It's actually my birthday. Right as I was playing that last riff, it turned 12 o'clock. So it's a birthday present for me to be able to bring some more Beatles videos to you guys. So I guess I could have played the Beatles birthday song, but oh well, too late. All right, see ya.